Hello, warriors, traders, investors. Welcome to the Mike and Dale show. It must be time for Mike and me. It's 11:03. So, Mike, Euphoria with the Fed. The Fed actually surprised the market with being more dovish than most expected. I just want to start off with something I did get right in the room earlier in the week. I put out a sell in the dollar index up here around 104.17, and I'm booking stuff now. Took half before the Fed. That's why you hold on to a partial in case something like this, so you could participate in a waterfall. I think that we're going to head down towards par. I don't know if we're going to take out the lows in July. Anyway, specifically, Euro, go back on my videos. There's a Real Vision interview. When we were up here, I was talking about don't get FOMO, wait for 107.5 in the euro. Low is about 107.20. I think we're headed up towards 111, maybe 112 before the dollar digs its heels in. And Monday's video was if cable holds 125, we're headed towards 130, 131. That's in gear. And that we'd get some type of bear market rally in the metals with the dollar weakening. And wow, what a rally.
Yeah.
Huge rally, Mike. I do want to point out one thing because, I know some guys saying this is it, no more pullbacks. We're in wave 3 of 3 and we're just going to blow. And one thing that might be confirming it is see how gold is so far away from that spike high in Japan,
Yes.
and silver is too. Well, we have a change of character in the miners. So they look like recoveries in the physical, but then you look at something like Newmont.
It's always
Took
been
out the highs.
it's been that way for a while, Coach.
The miners outperforming the physical market.
No, Newmont being that way. You know what I mean? But I
Oh.
you know what? I interrupted because I knew what your point was. That's what.
Yeah,
Uh,
my point is, the metals are far away from the highs they made a week and a half ago. But then you look at things like, these things tested the highs. So it's like there's a change of character. Normally with gold rallying, these would be lagging. They're actually outperforming gold and silver today, these miners. So, Fortuna has made a new high or challenged it. And that's with silver being, silver was $26. It's still only 24. So flows are starting to come into the miners. So if there is a break in the physical market, some type of pullback, maybe there's one more shot down towards this level if the dollar starts to turn next week. But this is, I think, important what happened here. I underestimated the TLT. I thought it was over in here. So, missing or not being long for something is different than being short. So,
Wait, yeah, that's a very good point, Coach.
yeah.
Just very good point.
So I missed this, but I'm not short, and I'm not going to get FOMO up here either. Okay, I'm still not. I'm going to eventually. This will complete, and there'll be some type of correction. I'm not going to chase this kind of rally. And of course, Mike, I'm sure you're ringing the register on a lot of stuff. What a
It
move
depends.
in S&Ps. So that's my look at things. The dollar, as long as the dollar's weak, the market should make hay. The only thing I see, and maybe I shouldn't be looking at him, but I asked Dave yesterday about rotation.
Yeah.
And I asked him, well, it seems like some of these fangs and MAGAs are acting heavy, and maybe people are going to rotate out of there and buy everything else. Like he was showing the brokers and everything, and Microsoft didn't do much yesterday,
Still not
and
doing much. Go ahead. Very
it's
well.
down hard. It's down pretty hard, and Amazon hasn't gone anywhere for 2 months. I mean, really. and we're getting a reversal day there. So I think there is. Nvidia, normally on a blow off move like this, Mike, that we've had in the indices, wouldn't you think that Nvidia would already be over 500?
I don't think I know. I don't mean
Okay.
to sound arrogant.
Okay.
It's just risk to reward, uh, especially now. You were long in the tooth. Uh, Risk to reward. You have to at least try it.
Yeah. So
And for a
anyway,
person and for a person outside of the TLT's coach,
yeah.
every stock that you've mentioned it was you short, you're either going through a little bit of pain or up on. Bravo with that. And I'm not placating because you've been short or hold on, uh, levered towards watching
Yeah.
the Magnificent Seven, which is outside of a commodity, your commodity or macro forte is you. That's what you really trade. You don't go outside the box, and that's been a great gauge. I've been
Okay.
taking advantage of the complete antithesis. I've been still trying to take advantage of these the shorts or pressing what I think hasn't gone yet. I haven't touched any of these, and I'm not going to touch them. I'm not going to
Yeah.
look to buy them on a dip either. It doesn't say I'm right. I don't like that at all. I don't.
I mean,
If
you
that
were
if
on
that
to,
was if that was Goodyear Tire, I wouldn't even want to look at Goodyear Tire.
you were on top of the financials before the turn, Mike.
Yeah, I
You
was.
were through option sweeps and Citicorp.
Big
You
ones.
were way on top of it, way ahead of the crowd, and even the regionals. Look at this. So, even the region, and I remember I was bearish these regionals and felt like I missed it because I
Well,
got out when I heard your,
but then they dipped.
about,
But then they dipped, and then I heard it
yeah,
from you.
yeah.
And
And
then they,
yeah,
I I
so here we
understand.
are.
But coach, Citibank, there were a couple the probably within the last year, the biggest sweeps I've seen, and a lot of sweeps have been a Google leap. That guy got paid about 8 months ago. Citibank leaps and Morgan Stanley leaps. That guy got paid. And actually CCJ, which I can't believe I made money shorting today. No, well,
Yeah,
actually, the
that was
rotation
a that was a great call.
that was because the rotation it was once 930, 930, 940 settled in the trend, at least for that little window, opening range breakouts were at least evident. Then in the rotation, listen, I'm not saying I'm out of most of the position. You would actually probably start shorting here. I want to talk to you.
I'll tell
Talk,
you what, under 44, Mike, is going to be the gold signal for a sell.
but I
Look,
appreciate that.
yeah,
But it went below the 45 strike price, and I'm thinking strike price is not to outsmart myself, but it's considering my previous statement was it's been in the top 3, 4, 5 option sweepers. So strike price near the 45 kind of stuck into my head. So I had that short. The market, as you know, went nuts.
yeah.
So the proverbial the shorts went down and your longs go up were at least evident there. And you know what? I'm not trying to be a hero. I was just trying to play a little bit of rotation to take some heat off my longs, if that was the case.
Okay. I mean, look, even the oils, which, crude's been under a lot of pressure, but
I
you
had a
know what?
couple.
They look okay here. I pull up crude and then I pull up XLE, and XLE held up like a champion compared to what crude did. I'm thinking maybe the miners start to do what the oil shares have done the last year or so because oil has been, it's not 120 anymore, it's not 90 anymore, it's not even 70 anymore, and they've held up like it still is. Like the price of crude is still okay. This doesn't look heavy to me. This looks like we're going to make a run towards new highs in the oils.
Well, you know what, Coach? I can give it a short term opinion, and we both joke about how short term I am. Well, I can give a medium and long term opinion. The bottom line is, now it's getting close to the end of the year. No one, I don't
Yeah,
just like I don't know if they're going to buy you a Magnificent Seven day. They're still underweight to a degree. I'm still underweight to a touch. My biggest position loser, of course, is the VIX protection naturally. But you know what? Maybe you want Exxon, by the way, had huge insider buying, if you remember. I'm not saying
I
it's
do.
right.
Last week.
And it also had a lot of so Exxon's the one that has been having insider buying and option activity. With that being said, it's underowned, it's hated, so it might be the reversion to the mean. I'm not saying it's going to go parabolic like the KRE, but they don't look as bad as they once did. And you have to keep that, you have to give that thinking. I don't think tax loss selling on ExxonMobil will trump people being underinvested in the oil sector if they pull back on a dip. That's my opinion.
Yeah, who would
And
have
by the way,
thought
I'm
that?
just looking at Schlumberger. Huge
Yeah.
option sweeps going off. $1 million Schlumberger bet going out to March 15th. 52
Okay.
and a half call.
All right. I'm going to give you the charts. Maybe we can take a look at Schlumberger. That's a good lead in to crude finally having a relief rally. But, you know, I think that comparison of how oil shares have held up compared to WTI is just really amazing. Even when the market and crude were going down, it held up. So there's something brewing, and there's something brewing in the oil market. All
Schlumberger
I
bullish.
all I could say is Middle East.
Well, coach, well, you know what? The GLD print, whatever it was a week or 2 weeks ago, that guy was, somebody knew something there.
Yeah, yeah.
I listen. Like I said, like this is like I used to handicap or even casino gamble. If the line is skewed to an area where I think it shouldn't be, it probably should be. So
Okay,
just like the GLD print, I think I wouldn't be surprised with the smoke fire situation in crude.
okay.
I don't think it's making these moves because people have all of a sudden underinvested, because it's in the right sector to really keep going down or resting, as
You,
our guest yesterday, David Hunter, said.
you know, the other day, you were very impressed with some option sweeps happening in a Chinese stock, and I noticed that that was a real good thing to spot because I think even Bob is higher today, which is unusual.
This was the
So
one, coach. I
okay,
posted it right here.
yeah,
MCHI. It was,
and
you know what, I can't, maybe you can go back to, I don't know the video, but if we go back to TGH, we post so much data that I think the data AMD read on the day, I'm short that. Hold on a second, look at this thing. AMD red. Mike V, how you doing? Where's AMD? Look at this negative bar.
yeah,
I'm short it right here, coach. 142. Now it's
beautiful.
137. I
I think
started
you
right
got
here.
something. I mean, I'll
Square.
tell you something. I follow this guy who's a pretty good. I follow people, and nothing I say is original. There's nothing new under the sun. Anyway,
Look,
he's a pretty
coach,
good,
it does, listen,
huh?
let me say something. There's nothing original about the golf swing either. But not everybody can hit the ball 350 down the middle. It doesn't matter. It's about how you develop your original system. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? There's no one system, or else everybody be chasing the one algorithmic formula. Don't think that.
You know what? It really pays to know a lot of smart people.
Tim
Okay,
says that. That was Tim Fury's latest post. All
really?
right.
Okay.
Schlumberger, top. How about this one? Let's go. Big money into Schlumberger. Where are we? Schlumberger, top open positions. Schlumberger, some guy goes March, almost a $750,000
I
bet.
like the March. That's a quarter. They're
I
giving
can't.
it a quarter.
The
I
guy
like
says I
that.
might be wrong here, but I'm going to be right later. I like that. That
Yeah,
gives me
yeah,
confidence.
right.
Uh, what else are we seeing? Goodyear Tire. Speaking of Goodyear Tire, I'm not interested. I was just being facetious. The bottom line is, coach, you have this. This is what we'll take up in the charts. Uh, they're taking up this short squeezing stocks, coach. Carvana. There
Oh,
you go.
what I was going to say is this Elliottician I know said before we had this explosion early in the week he was looking for that this is wave 5. So you don't know where they're going to end, but it's not beginning for this wave. He said then there'll be a pullback and then we'll blow like crazy again, but that we're close to completing something here. I don't know if we're going to make new all-time highs first. I would think we'd pull back before that and then have the party at new all-time highs maybe next year.
Coach, I'm going to tell you.
Anyway, I
Yeah.
just wanted to let you know he's pretty good.
No, no, no,
Um,
no, coach. You don't bring up, like you said. You don't.
yeah.
You could bring up 100 different opinions, 100 different people. I appreciate what you said, and I heard what you said.
Okay. So
But how does this QS look like here, coach? Give me a breakdown on the chart.
let's see it. I had a mentee looks like a breakout to me.
Oh
It's
God,
going to $9. It's going to fill those gaps.
that'd be nice.
Okay. I had a mentee who once told me, goes, I could stare at the British pound chart for 2-3 hours
Mhm.
trying to analyze it, and I give I give coach a chart, and in 5 minutes he tells me what took me 2 hours to figure out.
You know what,
So
Coach? I love that. Like when doctors put an X-ray up there
yeah,
and they're like, you got 4 fractures. I'm like, what? Where? But when I look at a chart, I could break down most anything, why, when, and where it happened. And by the way,
yeah,
I should.
yeah. The title doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't. It's matter where it's going, not where it
Yeah.
was.
So that looks pretty good. Schlumberger, I mean, shook people out under a big round number of 50. That's what I see. And people probably puked. And now it looks pretty good.
But listen,
And
it's
Chevron did the same thing. Look, it took out the lows from July and
no,
held that one, but
it did the
the
volume.
later one, I'm sure
Listen,
people had stops under 100. These big round numbers,
I love them.
traders,
Love them.
you know, don't panic. Look for markets to wash through them or break above them, and then see if they have any follow through. And I think you'll catch some reversals there. They're stop hunts.
For
Okay.
example, that's why I trade strike prices as well. They usually go.
Yeah.
It still holds true because there's a lot of algorithmic and option plays. There's Exxon right there.
Yeah.
It's in a
That looks
clear
good.
channel. You know what I mean? Do you want to buy it on a dip, or do you want to buy it here? Like, I don't know. This is the type of market.
108. 108's reasonable.
That's
That's a
fair.
nice trade.
That's fair. Devon Energy was taking flow. One of my
Looks
SU.
okay.
Look at this SU. My God, how this shook me out. Look at this thing. I loved it. And you know what? The faster it went down, the faster it went up.
Yeah.
29 to, well, that's a big, I had a decent size, but
Yeah.
I'm not in it. I took a
I wouldn't know
loss.
what to do with it here.
No, next, come
It,
out. What are you gonna?
IDK. And you know what, guys? Admit it when you don't know.
I don't
Don't
know.
pretend you know.
No.
Don't feel like, oh, I should know, because there are times you don't know. Embrace that you don't know and have the patience to wait until you do know. And I'm talking to myself too.
Well, things are always better with a view, especially high level views. Uh, that's it, coach. I don't, you know what? I don't know what to do now. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. Well, I
I'm
mean, what
trading price
is,
movement. I don't know. I don't have an opinion. We're stretched on some levels. We're
yeah.
not stretched. I'm not sure if fundamentals are. Oh, and by the way, this is what I'm taking a large position in today. Fact. I'm on the record in the tweet, but I'm buying in the range of dips. Hold on a second. I can't even type it. I'm so nervous. No, I can.
Oh, 3M.
That's correct.
Okay.
You heard it here. Pin the tweet. I'm
That
going to
looks
buy it.
pretty good.
Probably. I'm going to buy it probably between here and probably breaks that like you just previously said. Probably breaks the 100. Near the 100. Maybe it goes right here through the 200 day. Shake some people. Pikers out. I'll be here, but I built some here. I stuck some at the 105 strike, but I'm in for it. I'm in for a penny. It's in for a pound. I'm shocking. Look at this weekly. Oh my God. Uh, but
Yeah.
I'm in.
I mean, and that when you think about it, it would just be correcting from 210 to 90 round numbers. So, call it 120. You could have a $50 rally off the lows.
I'm not.
And that would be 38.3.
No, I got the good feel. Let's just I say I got a good feel of it. Let's just put it that way.
Okay.
I got a good feel about it.
It's a nice technical look. It's nice when the charts back up your feelings.
Well, I wouldn't give that type of opinion if the
Yeah,
charts didn't, say
I
that.
know.
Then it would
I know.
be, then you might as well just give me a lot of money for Lotto or Keno.
Yeah. Don't trade by your feelings, people only. Have evidence, confluence. Otherwise, you'll be singing feelings, nothing more than feelings. Who loves that?
I bet you that's one of your karaoke favorites.
I hate that song. Anyway, I think it's Barry Manilow or something.
Barry
Anyway, look.
Manilow?
All right.
Yeah,
Who's Jonah Lupton?
I like Gordon Lightfoot, that guy. But listen, I watched his documentary the other day. Great documentary, Gordon Lightfoot.
Gordon Lightfoot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
VIX, AMD Red, SE Chair talking Bitcoin ETF.
Hey, that was really a great short on AMD.
I'm still
Really
I don't know
nice.
where it is. I don't even want to look, but thank you.
All right, all right. Well,
Hi.
another great week in the books. I know we have another day tomorrow. In fact, I think I'll do a wrap up on Friday.
Well,
So
listen, that'd be, you know what, Coach, again, doing something not because he has to, because he wants to. And I appreciate that from,
just
from
just
colleague to
want
colleague. I
just want to
do.
keep people informed like
No,
you
it's the
do in the
right thing.
room
Listen,
all the
you
time.
don't do videos on Friday, but that's,
Yeah,
it's just
it's a
half
big
of it.
week.
It is a big week. I appreciate that. So until then, we're in TradeGate Hub. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Don't let your trades turn into positions. Understand that, it's not our system. We're here to give you just stocks that are moving with price, good price action, good range and volume, and here to take money out of the market every day. That's all.
Yeah, and if you're having any difficulties or not much going on today, I've suggestion. Think of something you're grateful for, and
Right.
it'll change your whole
Like your
freaking mood.
blessings instead of your pips.
Yeah, just something. We all
Or
have
if you,
something. There's a lot of people wish they could walk to the park. Okay,
no,
so I mean, keep your perspective
I
at
agree there.
what we're doing.
Also, for those that have a little bit of time and can walk to the park, and I know you're blessed, go to TGH, watch our videos. By the way, Coach's video yesterday with David Hunter, 3,000 views right here, a record. So Coach's video with 3,000 views that's in less than 24 hours ago is basically in what do they call that, influencer territory. Bravo, Coach. The one before that, 431 views, Coach. I garner 82 views. That's okay. I'm about quality, but you know what? We
You're
got
getting more and more.
3,600 subscribers. We're gaining, probably 100, probably 50, 100,000 a month, I would say. Thanks to the marketing team at TradeView, Alexis as well, surfs up in the room. And with that being said, we'll leave you again to, again, count your pips, not your blessings. I'm sure coaches.
Cowabunga, guys. That goes out to surfs up. Don't pearl. That means when the wave is cresting, you're not on the wave anymore. It's just all air till you hit the bottom.
I
All right.
understand.
That's how I learned how to surf.
Hell of a
Purling. All right. Have a great one, Mike.
Cheers. You too, Coach. Thanks for your time. And thanks again. We'll see you. Looking forward to it on Friday, tomorrow.
All right, buddy.
Cheers.
Adios.